Alright guys, as promised, I have my wife Kara here from Cane Corso Fit Life. And this video is about how to convince your wife to let you get a Cane Corso. But before we get into the video, what do they have to do, Kara?
Ring his ding-a-ling. It took me a minute. I'm gonna need you to ring my man's ding-a-ling.
Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, ring my ding-a-ling so you don't miss any of the videos on Cane Corsos or Bruce Wayne. So before we actually get into how to convince your lady how to get a Cane Corso, if your girlfriend, wife does not like dogs, is scared of dogs, unfortunately, a Cane Corso is not your best first dog. Start with a little thing at first. It doesn't mean in the future you can't get one, but just start with a little one. And that's if she's just really, really doesn't like dogs and is against dogs. But I wanted to do this video because I personally wanted a Cane Corso for 9 years. And when our English Bulldog, Winston, rest in peace, passed away, obviously the dog I wanted was a Cane Corso. Mm-hmm.
I just wanted another bulldog.
She wanted another bulldog. But what did you say to me about a Cane Corso?
We're really...
Wait.
Earmuffs. We're really going to put this on record?
Earmuffs.
Wait, no,
She said...
Wait, back up. Before we even get there. See, you're upsetting him now. Before we even get there, Jason was showing me pictures of Cane Corsos online. So here's tip number 1 if you want your loved one to want a Cane Corso. He was showing me all the Corso pics where they're running through the air and they're like... and they look mean and aggressive and all muscly. And they didn't look like this guy.
He's walking out. He doesn't like you. Yeah, he knows.
He's siding with you.
He knows his dad always loved him. He knows his dad just loved him from the start.
Wow.
Loved him
What's
from
happening
the start.
right now? Get out of my shot, bro.
I got you, bro.
Get him out of the shot.
I got you, bro.
I wasn't finished talking.
Best friends for life.
Wait a second.
Boys stick together. All right, Bruce, come over here. Lay down. Lay down. We got to pause production so Bruce Wayne can get comfortable. Lay down.
There's some book bags here, Dad.
That's right. Did you see that? As soon as he found out that she didn't want him, he's like, peace, lady.
I did not want him, but here's tip number 1. Don't show your lady all the scary pics of a Corso where they look like they are going to eat your face off, because what Jason was trying to call me out for is that I said I just didn't think they were that cute, okay?
No, her exact words, we were sitting in Destiny USA Mall, so upset, like mourning our English Bulldog still. Like, we were so upset. They don't really do anything for me. Says the woman who feels like she birthed this guy. They don't do anything for me.
Those are my exact words.
Now, I'll let you take back.
I can't even handle these paws hanging off this couch right now. They do everything for me. I'm dying over this guy.
So tip number 2, if you want your wife to allow you to do the Cane Corso.
What's he doing?
Have her watch this video on how cute this dude is.
Okay, that's just it. Like, Jason didn't do a good job at showing me the cuteness. Like, you didn't do a good job.
Bruce Wayne, come on, dude. You're massive. You need to lay down.
Lay down, dude.
Lay down.
It's his birthday, so he's a little sassy today.
Yeah, he's sassy pants today.
He's allowed
Birthday
to be.
boy just turned 3 today. He's finally hit maturity. If you didn't know, Cane Corsos basically grow up until 3 years old. So this guy should be all done.
Your one ball's as big as it's gonna get, buddy. So I do think it's important that you and your loved one are on the same page about what personality you want your dog to be. And so that's one thing that, like, Jason was just gung-ho, I want a Cane Corso. And I was like...
But I knew all their traits. I knew that they weren't just like some badass dog. I knew they had other traits that would be perfect for her.
I was just scared of having such a large breed dog. But anyways, like, when you there's all those tests you can take online. So I recommend, like, playing around with those tests. And interestingly enough, I kept doing them on different websites, and I would at least filter it by larger breed dogs, since I was like, all right, we can get a larger breed dog, but I'm really not thinking it's going to be the Cane Corso. Every single test I took for personality, what I wanted, literally the Corso came up in every test. Every test. So I'm like, no, let me find another website. Like, this is rigged somehow. It kept coming up that he had the personality traits that I wanted. Like, I was putting in, like, a larger breed, but he kept coming up.
And why don't you explain to them the traits that you were looking for? And I wanted a big dog that would protect the house. You never know when you're sleeping what's going to happen or when you're away.
Yeah, at the time, guarding and protection, like, I didn't really understand Jason's need for that. Like, that, I didn't have that in me, but I wanted a dog that was very lovable, that, like, showed love. I wanted a dog that was smart. That was important too.
That would cuddle with you?
That I wanted a dog that was like a cuddler.
Which is funny.
Showed affection.
Our English bulldog wanted to be by us, didn't want to be touched.
He was not an affectionate dog.
He's like, I just want to watch you. I don't want to be pet.
Also, we didn't want a dog, like a couple other things we were on the same page about was we didn't want a dog that was like too crazy of a shedder.
Yes.
And then also in terms of exercise, because at the time, like Jason didn't work from home. Even still, we probably wouldn't do this, but we didn't want a dog that was like high energy. Not to say that he doesn't have his bursts of energy, but like he doesn't have to, like, he's not like husky energy. And I didn't really understand the difference at the time. I'm like, why can't we just get a husky? Like, they're a large breed dog, which they're not, but they're so high energy, and I just wasn't really thinking it through. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the Corso kept coming up, and I'm like, this is really odd. I don't understand. But I still wasn't invested into it because I had a lot of people telling me the negatives when I would tell them about the breed. I was just getting a lot of like,
oh no, that's gonna eat your face off.
Right, like they have a bad reputation, like for killing people, like you don't know what they're capable of, and that freaked me out because I'm like, well, if I can't control my dog and he could kill someone, then I don't want to take that chance.
Which is the truth. He's 150 pounds. He could like literally just turn and rip us apart if he really wanted to, but he's not going to because it's not like it's not in their nature. Their nature is to protect their people and not even be like aggressive towards other people. They're going to be wary. Unless a situation arises where they need to be aggressive. Right. But you really need to assure your wife, girlfriend, that if they just listen to you, if you know what you're doing with dogs, and they just follow your lead and just really, if you guys need to be on the same page. So if you guys are on the same page with training and commands, and if one doesn't want the dog in the couch, the other one can't let the dog in the couch. Yeah. So you just really need to assure your other half that things will be good as long as you guys work together and put in the effort, which I think is what helped you. I'm like I would never put her in a dangerous situation, a situation I didn't think she could handle, any type of negative situation that would bring negativity to her life.
Right, and I trusted you with that, but like there was so much fear mongering that like I had built up in my head this breed to just be a dangerous breed. So that was kind of all I knew of the dog because I had never seen it in person, really, truly. I had never really gotten to experience an interaction. So that would be my next tip for you guys, would be to actually have an interaction with the breed. And I stumbled upon it, interestingly enough, almost to this day, 3 years ago, when he was being born. We were at the Arnold Expo, and I went to the bathroom by myself, and I'm walking out of the bathroom, and I see a couple walk by with a puppy. And I still wasn't even that familiar with the breed, but it was like in me, and I shouted out, I'm like, is that a Cane Corso puppy? And she's like, yes. So I ran over, and the dog's all like freaking goofy and sweet, and all these people start crowding around, and I was trying to like ask as many questions as I could, but they had to head out of there. But that was the first time that I saw a Corso puppy in the flesh, and I'm like, it's not a killer. This is just a sweet little goofy puppy who's learning the lay of the land based on what his people are telling them. And it's like something so simple, but that's when it really clicked with me that like it doesn't matter what breed you get, a lot of the responsibility lies within the owners and how you're caring for it. And that's when like I felt comfortable that's when I started to feel more comfortable about owning the breed and kind of wanting the breed and having a bit more buy-in to it, because I realized for myself that they weren't this crazy monster that I was making them up to be in my mind based on what people were telling me.
Yep.
You know, and I do think it's important, though, with convincing your loved one to get the breed, as Jason was just saying, please actually don't get this breed if you're both not on the same page in terms of training. You guys see Bruce Wayne as this amazing, well-behaved dog, but quite honestly, a big part of that is, number one, us. Who we got him from, too. We got him from well-established breeders who are they're very
doing it for
experienced.
15, 20 years.
So the demeanor of the dogs that, they get are just, they're fabulous. They're top notch. But also a lot of the work came from Jason and I being willing to be consistent and on the same page. And I was still scared when we got him. I was scared that I wasn't going to be able to have that leadership authority role, and I knew how strong he was going to get. So I had kind of a little bit of fear instilled in me, which was a good thing because it forced me to be diligent about the training that was required with him. You can't be lazy about it, and it can't just be one person. So as much as you may want to convince your girlfriend, if they're not going to be willing to do what's needed, then maybe it is not the time for you.
Yeah, and going into that training wise, speaking of, there's some amazing training courses. Just hit the link in the description box. Use code Jason at checkout for 10% off. They are great training courses for puppies, great obedience training courses. Highly recommend them. It's such a small price to pay to have the perfect dog because he is so easy to live with. How many people out there are watching this right now? I'm like, man, I love my dog so much, but they're so annoying. Mm-hmm. We put so much training into him. It's just been a pleasure to live with him. And with training, I feel like a tip to kind of convince your loved one to let you get a Cane Corso is I think it brought us closer together. Mm-hmm. It's a bonding experience with the dog.
Right.
It's a bonding experience with your wife or girlfriend because it's something that you have to do together. Like she said, you have to be on the same page. So you have to communicate. And obviously communication's key in any relationship with your dog, with your wife, with your girlfriend, with your boyfriend. Communication's key. So it was a great bonding experience for all of us. It brought me and Kara closer together.
Yeah, and honestly, at the end of the day, I would hope you would trust your significant other, but I truly, one thing I love about Jason, our relationship, is I know he would never put me in a bad situation. He's very smart, number one. He's very experienced, and he did grow up with an Akita, so he did grow up with a dog that's vicious and can eat your face off, but
vicious, huh?
At the end of the day, I trusted him. I knew he would never want to put me in a situation, or at least, and it's not that he can control everything. It's not to say that that there may not be a bad experience with a dog, but I knew at the end of the day, Jason would not put us in a situation that was going to be unrealistic or, something that I wouldn't enjoy, and from the moment we got him, I was just in love with him. Bless you. I was actually still scared when we went to pick him up. We pulled into the driveway.
She was scared for one that the dog wasn't going to like her.
I was scared.
I'm afraid this puppy isn't going to like me.
I thought it was going to hate me.
It's it's a baby. It doesn't know any better. It's looking at you.
But he immediately walked over to you, and I was like, no, walk over to me.
With Winston, I'm like, I'm not touching him.
But I was scared when we pulled in the driveway because Ruru and Elsa were in the backyard and they're like, oh, woo, 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 woo. They're doing their howl, bark, and I'm like, oh, can we just walk in the backyard? Are they gonna bite me if we walk in the backyard? I still had those thoughts because they're big, powerful dogs with very scary barks.
Yep. But and another thing though too is to remind your loved one is when you get a Cane Corso puppy. It's only this big. It's about 17 to 20 pounds. It's not a 150-pound monster yet.
Right.
So you can shape him. You can, shape his life. Have him have the personality that you want. So you're not getting this big, scary dog that's just going to be oh my God, I'm overwhelmed. I don't know what to do right now. It's just
Right.
this little thing. And if
Yeah.
long as training's on point
Right.
and socializations is on point, because that's another huge thing. Socialize,
Yeah.
then you guys will just be fine. If you had dogs previously, if you're good with dogs, if you can establish that leadership role, then there's no reason you can't have a Cane Corso in your life.
Right. The other thing I would say too, as a tip that helped me feel more comfortable, is Jason sent me a lot of videos. So that's kind of why Jason's doing a lot of these videos, obviously for you guys. But there was like the documentaries on Cane Corsos and the woman sitting on her couch with the Corso like laying on her lap, literally the entire interview. And I remember just listening to it. I was like running on a treadmill and I listened to it for like a half hour. And I loved everything about the breed, just like getting to know the breed and their characteristics. And the fact that the dog just like laid on her lap like a big dope the whole time. I was like, Jason, is that how they are? Will our Corso lay on my lap? And he's like, probably, like, and that's exactly who he is, and that's what I wanted. So it was helpful for me, instead of just like listening to people's hearsay about the breed itself, like doing like my own research. Like, even though I was listening to Jason, I had to do my own research too. I needed to listen to the videos, I needed to read the websites online, I needed to do the quizzes for myself to see if it was truly a good fit for me as well, because it does have to be a fit for both of you. So that was really helpful for me too, like watching those videos and getting a better understanding from people that own the breed and really what it looked like to live with a Cane Corso.
Yes. You can also YouTube search Cane Corso with children. You'll see a bunch of kids,
Yeah.
little babies just crawling all over him.
He loves his babies.
And these guys literally don't care what you do to them.
No.
Like, it's just crazy to me. Like, you can like pull on their ears, you can lay on top of them, and they're like, all right, cool. Long as you love me, it's good.
Yeah.
You know, that's all.
Yeah.
That's all they want. That's all they
They
want.
want some body heat. They want to be cuddled and pressed against something.
Yes. So, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and my wife gave the ladies permission to ring my ding-a-ling, so go ahead and ring it
Ew.
while I have permission. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye. He cuddles better than you do, Jay.